All right, welcome back everybody. Jason Brown here, and just thank you so much for stopping by. If you are a new viewer, really appreciate you checking me out. I hope you learned something today, and if you are a returning viewer, I truly appreciate your support. Now, today I'm talking about the sacrifices that my wife and I made to become debt-free. Yes, that's right. There were a lot of them. A lot of sacrifices had to be made to ultimately reach our goal of paying off the debt that we had. Now, when I got married, my wife, after previously digging myself out of some debt that I got myself into during my single years, got married to my wife. She had some debt at the beginning of our marriage. Most of it was student loan debt. She also had a car loan and some other small credit card debts that she was carrying. So all of that totaled to around $60,000. So our goal was to pay off that debt. My wife was 28 at the time, and she made a very aggressive goal of paying off this debt before her 30th birthday. So I thought it was pretty aggressive. I didn't think we were going to be able to do it. We weren't really making that much money at the time. I believe we had a combined income of $60,000. So here's what we did. These are the sacrifices that I remember making. I'm sure there were many more that I'm forgetting, but these are the ones that we made to ultimately become debt-free and pay off that debt in 2 years. So the first thing is really is a mindset. You're changing your mindset. We had to learn how to say no to things, and more importantly, we had to learn how to say no to things without guilt. So what do I mean by that? So probably the best example is, people invite us out to dinners, to restaurants, to events, to entertainment, to travel, to vacations. And all of these things are things that we enjoy doing and things that we like to do, things that we want to do, but we had to start saying no to them because we simply could not afford it at the time. And all that was going to do was prolong the debt that we were in and make it more difficult for us to pay the debt down. So we had to start saying no. So we were a little concerned with, how long are we going to be able to say no? The fear is that people are going to start inviting you to do stuff. They're just going to start shutting you out because they don't really understand, like, hey, how come Jason can't come out with us anymore? He used to always hang out with us, and now he doesn't meet up with us. Well, it wasn't because I didn't want to meet up with those people. It was just because I didn't want to spend all the money at the time to do all these activities when I knew that money could be used to pay down debt. Now, this was a temporary mindset, I will say. That was kind of how we looked at it. It was like, hey, this is just a temporary thing. We're going to make these sacrifices now, and if we sacrifice for a couple years, we can get out of this debt and we can move on with our life, and we can have some freedom and some more opportunities and some more options in our life. So with that said, I came up with a top 5 list of things that we had to say no to without guilt. And the first one we just talked about a little bit is dinners, eating out, going to restaurants, getting invitations from family and friends. Hey, meet out with us tonight. We're going out. We're doing trivia tonight. We're doing come to the sports bar and watch the big game with us. It's gonna be great. And it was great, but it wasn't great for us at that time in our life because we didn't want to. We had very aggressive financial goals that we wanted to make. So we had to say no to that stuff. So it was difficult, but we were able to do it. And all of this is behavior modification. That's really all it is. It's changing your behavior. Every weekend we're used to going out to restaurants or I would go to a sports bar and watch a big game and with my friends, and all of that had to change. And that's hard. Change is hard sometimes. It's just changing your mindset, changing your behavior. And it takes time. You can't just do it overnight. It does take time to eventually be able to accomplish those goals. So number 2, second one, I did touch on it a second ago, vacations and or traveling. A lot of times our family would invite us to a vacation. Hey, come down to the beach with us. It's going to be great. All the kids can play together or whatever. Of course, we didn't have kids at the time, so this would be like our nieces and nephews or something like that. So again, these were difficult no's. I'm not going to lie. All these no's were very difficult to say to people. Like, hey, thanks for the invite. We'd love to come, but maybe next year, or maybe next time you guys go, we can be in a better financial position to really go. And the other thing is if we went, we would have all this guilt. I know I would. Let's say we said yes to going on to one of these beach trips or vacation. The whole time we're on the vacation, I'm going to be having anxiety, tallying up everything in my head. Okay, how much money are we spending on this? Or we can't, we really can't afford this. We should be putting the money toward the debt. We shouldn't be doing this. This is going to cost us thousands of dollars. So it really wouldn't have been an enjoyable experience anyway for me, for myself. Maybe my wife is different. Maybe she could have enjoyed it better. But for me, knowing that I would have rather put that money toward the debt and then enjoyed the vacation a few years down the road when I had a little bit more freedom of mind and peace over our financial status, if you will. So the third one is events and entertainment. These kind of go together. Concerts. I'm a big sports guy, so football games, baseball games, any type of sporting event or any type of entertainment. Going to the movies, anything like that. Going to a comedy show, any type of entertainment that you don't really need to go to. I mean, yeah, it's fun to go to, but I would see a big name comedian coming to the Fox Theater in Atlanta, and I'd be like, oh man, it'd be really, really cool to go see that guy. I wonder how much his tickets cost, and I'll look it up online, and nosebleed section, upper deck balcony, cheapest tickets, $85. I'm like, $85? I can just turn on Netflix and watch his comedy special for free, or not really free, but for the $8.99 a month that I'm paying for Netflix. So those are kind of some of the rationalizations that I would put in my head. I'm like, well, I can still see the comedy show, or I can still watch some of his clips on YouTube. So I'm not totally depriving myself. I'm just saying no to this one-time event, so I can say yes to all the events in the future. That was kind of my rationale when I had to say no to a lot of those things. So the fourth thing, this is probably the fourth and the fifth are the biggest two. So I saved those for last. This is what happened to us, and if you're a married couple or if you're married and watching this, maybe you have experienced this as well when you first got married. Now, when we first got married, we got the same two questions from everybody. Is, hey, when are you going to buy a house? And when are you guys going to have kids? Yeah, it's going to be so great. I'm like, we just got married like yesterday. Like, you already want us to have kids? Like, we're still trying to unpack here. But so the first question, when are you going to buy a house? We had a condo. I had previously bought a condo, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, big condo, plenty of space for 2 people. So our answer to that was, we don't need a house. Why do we need a house? Why do we need to buy a house? We have a condo. We own a condo. So that was the first answer to that. Now the second one, when are you guys going to have kids? Come on, we need grandbabies. Come on, get us some kids. So our answer to that, and with the house, was the same answer, was we're not doing any of those things until we pay off this debt. Now, a lot of people didn't really understand that response, or didn't, maybe not really cared for it, or maybe got turned off a little bit. But that was our response, and we stuck to it, and we stayed strong. We were in a position to wait to have kids. We understand that not everybody has that time window to wait. And we still haven't bought a house, by the way. We still live in the same condo that we've been living in for 10 years of our marriage. So we've found no need to buy a house yet. We love where we live. We love the location that we're in, and we love our neighbors. We love everything about where we are. So why go buy a house just because society tells you to? Society and culture and family and friends tell you, you're married now, you should go buy a house. Okay, well, maybe you should go buy a house if you're the one that wants to buy a house so bad. We don't want to buy a house. Not right now, at least. Maybe in the future we will, when we can afford it. So those are the 5. Those are my top 5 right there. Top 5 list of learning to say no without guilt. These were the sacrifices that we made over the course of 2 years. Now, if you guys have some sacrifices that you've made that I didn't mention, put them in the comments below, or if they're the same ones as well. Hey, tell me your story. Tell me some sacrifices that you guys made and how much money you saved by doing it. I would love to hear them in the comments below, and we can just share ideas and help each other get better that way. And if I'm giving you guys any value, and if you're learning anything from these videos, please consider subscribing and supporting my channel. I would really appreciate that as well. So there you go, Jason Brown here. That's my top 5 list of sacrifices that we made to pay off $60,000 of debt in 2 years, making just $60,000 combined family income. So hopefully you learned something from that. This is Jason Brown saying thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to support me further, you can check out my website, which is yourmarginmatters.com, and there you can find information on the books that I've written, money-related books, and then I have my blogs, and of course my videos are on there as well. So until next time, just remember my favorite saying: it's not the amount of money you make, but the margin that matters the most. See you next time.